Hello friends, it's Chromatic Sauce and welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the Aang tattoo I did, from Avatar The Last Airbender. If you don't know, Avatar The Last Airbender is my jam. It should be everyone's jam. If you haven't seen it, definitely watch it. But I assume if you're here watching this video of Avatar The Last Airbender tattoo, maybe you already know about it. So welcome. Definitely like this video. Don't forget to do that. Comment, let me know what kind of character you would get from Avatar The Last Airbender. Or comment like if you don't like Avatar The Last Airbender, tell me why, because like that show is so good. Anyway, I'm being a little bit goofy. Wait, what else was I gonna say? Don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Instagram at Chromatic Sauce, just like it is here. And if you ever want a tattoo from me, like Avatar The Last Airbender tattoo or any other kind, definitely head to my website, chromaticsauce.com, and fill out a booking form, and let's get you tattooed. No, but seriously, I love all things like animals, floral, like maybe like botanical type stuff, things that are a little bit different, like geometric, like different colors, anything fun, things that glow, outer space stuff. I could go on for a long time. And I like many different styles too, not just color. I like fine line black and gray, regular black and gray. I like a lot of different things, so definitely reach out, check out my other work, check out my other tattoos on this channel, and let's just get on into the video. So this tattoo is actually on my friend that I've known since, I think I've known her since middle school. I'm not sure, I don't remember when we first became friends, but basically, this is my friend. And she likes Avatar: The Last Airbender too. If you can't tell, she's already got the Legend of Korra on her leg that I actually tattooed months ago before I ever started filming my tattoos for YouTube. So unfortunately no video of that, but I'm definitely happy with how that healed. Like, do you see Rava in the background? Like, healed so good. And it's things like that that look so much better healed versus fresh, because the white and those blues, all the redness just like kills the effect, but it looks so good in this like after shot. And she's also, before she started coming to me at all, she had already gotten this Avatar The Last Airbender, like, what is that called? I'm so bad with terminology. I love the show. I'm not good with the terminology. The symbols for the different nations, what is it? The symbols for the different bending. I'm losing it. So that's what's on her side with like the watercolory kind of background, but I didn't do that tattoo. She got that before she started coming to me to get any tattoos. And then if you can see, I mean, if you saw in the video, first I wanted to draw in the shape of where the wind would be coming out of, like coming up around him. First of all, she didn't want the characters, she wants to get a lot of characters on her leg. That's why we're going so small. That's why we're kind of staggering it. She wants to get like the whole original crew and couple, I don't know who's all the original crew to everyone, not just the three. Who else does she want? Zuko, Suki, and Toph, obviously. Like, I don't know if Toph is counted as original, but all those people. And then from Legend of Korra, she's got Korra, obviously. She started with the two avatars to kick it off. But she got Korra. She wants to get, what's his name, Mako. Shoot, I wasn't as big of a fan as Legend of Korra. Like, I've seen Avatar: The Last Airbender a million times, but Legend of Korra, I think I've only seen once all the way through. I've seen it here and there a couple times, but the first season really like took me out of it, like whenever it was first coming out. Anyway, that's beside the point. Basically, we're getting a lot of characters, so we needed to make it small enough so that there was enough room. But anyway, so where was I going with that? She didn't want them doing like action poses. She wanted them to be like more like I don't know how to describe it. Like it's just them, like just standing there, and like there's stuff going on around them, but it's just like just the characters, not necessarily like a whole action sequence on her lower leg, but just like all the characters on her legs. So they're not necessarily like bending, but you know, maybe I don't remember our whole conversation. But so Aang is here as Aang. She wanted him in the outfit that he was wearing in season 3. And I flipped the design at one point. I'm getting so distracted from my original point, but it doesn't even matter. I originally was about to flip the design because I'm like, no, it actually makes more sense facing the other way. Like, I don't know why I drew it this way. And then I was about to, I think I made the stencil to like see how it would fit in that spot. And then I realized that that outfit is not symmetrical, and I was like, oh my gosh, I almost tattooed this on her with the asymmetrical outfit backwards. I was like, man, like, but his arrows are symmetrical. Like, I'm like thinking like, oh, that's good. Then I'm like, the outfit's not even symmetrical. But so I'm super glad I noticed that before we actually sat down. So I had to redraw the outfit real quick before we started. Real quick, story of my life, finishing up sketches before we start, but it's okay because we can hang out for a little bit. We settle into the day. But anyway, so I wanted Aang to fit right above Korra. I wanted there to be enough room for Katara and Sokka on, you know, see that little like tannish circle that I drew, and there was like little waves coming from it. That's where Katara's gonna be. That's Katara's spot. She's gonna be having water flowing around her. Super cute, you know what I mean? But so as I wanted Aang to fit there, I didn't know exactly where I would want those like wind streaks to like stop. So I kind of just drew them on once it was on her skin because I felt like I could see the flow a little bit better, see where it was going to end. So I just drew it on right at the very beginning. And then for the outline, I hopped into, I think I just did a bug pin 5 round liner, a bug pin 3 round liner. The bug pin 5 round liner is what I use for the majority of the lines, like most of the black lines. I think the bug pin 3 round liner, I think I only used it on his like facial features, lower the machine a lot, kind of more like stipple those features in instead of like fully solid lines. Like the machine's a lot slower than I would use a larger needle at. I don't want to put a ton of ink in the skin, but you want to get that pigment there to make that shape. And then I'm going to pack it in with color later to like make it solid. And then besides the bug pin 5 and the bug pin 3 round liner, I also think I used a standard 5 round liner for the outlines of the wind streaks. And that is, I'm just doing that with a colored line. So I usually, whenever I tattoo color in like a line, sorry, I'm burping a little bit. Usually when I tattoo color in a line, I like either more like a round shader or at least like a standard because the needles are a little bit farther apart. I just feel like a lot more ink is able to like be held between the needles. So when you're making a line, it's depositing ink a little bit more successfully than like a bug pin, which is like not opening the skin up. I don't know exactly, but it feels better for me. Like, that's how I've gotten it to work. So I used a standard 5 round liner for the outlines for the wind. And I don't know. I don't like using like liners for black and then also using them for a light color, like especially a light color versus like just a color. Cause I don't know, sometimes it's hard, like depending on how long you were using the liner, there's like black ink dried in there, and then once you get the light colored ink, I don't know if I just really overthink that part of it, but I really don't want my light teal to get black in it and then it doesn't look right. Because the wind, if anything, is supposed to be clear. It's not supposed to necessarily have an outline. So anyway, for this, I used black for all the other outlines, but for the outlines of the wind, I used teal, and I also used that for the outlines of his tattoos, the arrows. So yeah, and I didn't fuss with that too much because I know I was going to go back over those lines with different lines, but I mostly just wanted that teal there to hold the shape. I didn't want to make sure that they were really solid outlines at that stage, mostly because you don't want to accidentally overwork the skin and then these dark oranges are going to like stain the teal color. So I was just like, let me just do a pass, mark the skin. If it's not fully in, it's going to be packed with color later anyway, so we can fix it up when we're actually on that teal color. I don't know, I'm just like over-explaining whatever my process was. Do you guys like a video more about like the process like this? I don't know. What do you guys want? Also, I don't know if you noticed, but this video I didn't split up into multiple videos. We're having like a little intermission right now. But this video I didn't split up into multiple videos. I'm doing the lines and color all in one. Now this tattoo was a little bit shorter than some of the other tattoos. Like if I did this with the sparkling sunflower tattoo or like the Hulk tattoo, the video would probably be, instead of like however long this video ends up being, like probably 30, maybe not up to 34, but maybe like closer to 30 minutes for this video. So instead of that, it would probably be closer to like a 40 to 50 minute video with the sped up background. So let me know if you like having all of the footage all together in one, or like if you have a different idea, if you like would prefer the videos edited in a different way. Like, is there something else that you're missing that you wish you could see during this process? But yeah, just let me know what you're thinking down below. I'd really love to hear your feedback. Also, I forgot to say at the beginning, I appreciate constructive criticism always. Like, if you're a tattoo artist and you see something that you're like, oh, this could be done a better way, let me give you a tip. Obviously very open to that. I've only been tattooing for just over 3 years, so definitely not the most expert tattoo artist out there, you know what I mean? So definitely always open to learning. Just make sure it's constructive criticism. We're not here to tear people down, like that's so messed up. And then like I always say, no hate to any of my clients ever. If you comment of a criticism or something rude to my clients in any capacity, I'm gonna delete that comment. There's no disrespect to my clients. Anyway, I got super sidetracked, but I'm glad I remembered to say that before the video ended. But yeah, so now that we're here, let's get into what I was doing for the color. So for his pants, I really mostly tried to color match like close to the photos, you know, like in the cartoon. This outfit's in a lot of different lightings. All the references I saw for the glider were a little bit different. And also, although he's got season 3 outfit on, we were not going with season 3 glider. We were going for the original like classic Aang glider, but I didn't ask her why she preferred this outfit better, but I can see how you'd prefer the outfit that was like closer to victory, or like the show definitely gets better. Like season 2 and 3 are the better seasons. So like, I don't even know. If you're watching this, comment down below what was your reason for this outfit, or you don't have to if you don't want to. But yeah, I don't know why she chose that outfit, but I was like, I figured you'd want the original glider, and she's like, yeah, definitely the original. I'm like, it's more obviously After Last Airbender. It's like more of an iconic symbol, and it's supposed to be more of like a symbol in the background, not really him holding it, not him flying on it, and it's cut off by the wind just like him, like to like frame them a little bit. And I don't know, I just thought it was pretty cute. I liked how it kind of flows on her leg with the other tattoos, and I think it'll look good with the rest, like once we fully fill it out. I think she's not going to come back till like the fall or something. Anyway, I got distracted talking about the colors. So for the pants, they were like a grayish dark brown. Tattooed it like that. That one I did first. Then his like, he's got like a loincloth thing. I don't know. That was like a darkish red, so I don't remember the names of the colors I used. Shoot. I think the pants I used like chocolate, and then like gray, like cool gray from Solid. And then the loincloth thing, I think I used dark red, or like man, I just bought a bunch of new inks. I don't think I used the new inks. I think I used dark red and then the brown from the pants, but instead of going the gray way, I went the red way because it was just like a dark red. And then that belt was sort of like more like a regular red, so I used that same dark red, and then I mixed it in with the orange. That's like the main orange color that I used for the glider. I kept wanting to call it a fan, and I almost did it right now. So I mixed it with that orange, and that orange isn't regular orange from Solid. It's, I think they called it traditional orange, and the description on the website said it was using their red pigments mixed with yellow, so it's more of like a traditional. I don't really know the concept behind it, besides the fact that I never really like to use orange because orange tends to be a color that fades a little bit faster than other colors. And I remember asking my mentor once, like, how come tattoo companies don't just mix red and yellow to make orange if red and yellow last longer than orange in general? I know, like, yellow's probably going to be the next color that fades, but, like, why are we doing orange that we know is going to fade right away instead of mixing and doing color theory with pigments that we know stay in the skin? And he's like, I don't actually remember specifically what he said, but he was like, he basically was like, that's a good question. Like, I don't know what he said. I don't want to put words in his mouth. I don't want to put words in his mouth. So, but I don't know. I remember wondering that. So when I saw that on the website, I was like, well, I'm going to get that orange because I don't feel super good about using orange a lot of the time. Now, it can be fine, especially like for people who aren't outside in the sun a lot, especially on legs. Like, this is on her lower legs, so she can put pants on. Most of the time, it's not going to be just like directly in the sun, and I'm sure she is also one to put sunblock on. You know, good tattoo clients put sunblock on. No, I'm not always a good tattoo client. But anyway, the lower leg, it's not going to see a ton of sun, so I felt better about it, and especially being able to use that like red-orange mix kind of orange, that was pretty sweet. So I mixed the dark red with the orange for the sash. Oh man, it's almost the end of the video. The sash going across his chest, I used that orange, and I lightened that traditional orange with a little bit of yellow to like lighten and brighten it up a little bit. So I did that for the sash and then the glider in the background. But for the sash, I also added white to the very edge to give it like a creamier look than the fan. And the fan, I just did straight traditional orange and then traditional orange mixed with yellow, if you saw my blend that I had earlier. Then I accidentally forgot to press record when I did the wood of the glider, but that's just brown. I think I just used brown, and maybe I dipped it in a little bit of that espresso or whatever, the chocolate I was using or something, to deepen it up a little bit. Maybe I'm lying. Maybe I used just the regular solid ink brown mixed with like the Dolce de Leche color. I'm so bad at pronouncing things. I think I might have done that to like lighten it up a little bit instead of darken it, because the wood's not really that dark in the cartoon, you know what I mean? Then for the wind in the background, I did fill it with teal, but I did a little underline, like a shadow for the wind of Miami blue, so it's like a little bit of a darker blue than the teal, so it'll hopefully give it a little bit more of an edge. I filled the middle of the part that was on top of the top part of the glider with a little bit of teal mixed with a little bit of that traditional orange, just to give it like the wind see-through. And I think that effect will come across a little bit better once it's healed and it's not like red and sore all around. Because I think it's a cool effect that you can kind of see that it's like tinted orange where the background of the fan is. Fan, not fanned. And then the wind kind of like is swooping like under him and it cuts him off, so you don't see any of that like tinting at the bottom because he kind of disappears behind the wind. Yeah, tattoo stuff. And then I added, then I did his skin tone. I think I used almond for the shadow, which I'm debating if I should have used darker, but we'll see when it heals. Like, I'll see her months from now, so I'll see how it settles in. Oh, and also in this clip, we touched up Cora a little bit. We touched up a couple lines in her hair and stuff. I'm like rushing for the end. I think for his arrows, I used a little bit of teal with pastel blue for the actual filling of the arrows, just so it would be different from the wind. It's over now. If it's aligned properly. But yeah, I just used pastel blue mixed with a little bit of teal, I think, for his arrows on his body, just so it would stand out a little bit differently from the colors of the wind, the colors of Rava in the foreground. I figured maybe teal would be a good color to unify all the pieces on the lower leg. Just because I tend to use teal. I really love blue, if you can't tell. But I tend to use teal as like a common color throughout my works. So teal is in Rava, teal is in the wind. I'll probably put teal in Katara's water whenever I do that. Sokka, I haven't really thought that far ahead, but teal, we'll probably expect to see teal more. Maybe not the whole way through, but we'll see it again for sure. But anyway, I've been rambling on for a while now. I really enjoyed the chance to tattoo, Korra too, but also Aang from Avatar: The Last Airbender. Definitely my jam. Definitely just played Avatar: The Last Airbender in the background while we did the tattoo. It was like just a good day, you know. I played later in season 1, so we would definitely get to season 2, but whenever you're tattooing with Avatar: The Last Airbender in the background, it goes by so fast. The episodes are like 22 minutes. Like, they're not long enough. But I don't know. It's good watching in the background. Chaotic, but not as chaotic as like Adventure Time, where they're still screaming. They're screaming in the background for like every show. Did you know that? I'll be self-conscious. Like, I'm just watching cartoons where people are screaming in the background. I wonder what people think of me, but then I don't care. But Adventure Time, they scream a lot more and it sounds a lot crazier. But so Avatar: The Last Airbender it's a good one for me. Definitely a favorite. But definitely glad I got to tattoo Aang. I'm looking forward to tattooing the rest of the characters. Hopefully we get to finish it. I know she said she probably wants to wait till the end of the summer to start back up again, but hopefully we can finish it pretty soon after we do start back up again. But I would also like to see the progress of like the healing progress. Like, how's Aang looking? Like, if we get to like a year from now, like, how's Korra holding up? You know, I'm still only like not even 3.5 years. Maybe we're getting close to 3.5 years. Oh, gee willikers. But like, you know, I haven't seen any of my tattoos healed for 5+ years, 10+ years. And it's even like, you know, you need the clients to return to see. So I'm excited to have a project that I can have that's ongoing, that I can see the results I'm getting for everything I'm doing. You know, that's the thing about tattoos, is they're always, it's a process, and it doesn't just end with you, because then there's a whole healing process, and then there's a lifetime afterwards. So there's lots to think about for tattoos. So I'm looking forward to seeing some of my healed tattoos like through the months, and like maybe if it takes a couple years to finish it, that would be cool too. Then we can touch them all up at the end. Touch them all up. Anyway, I'm being so goofy. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to comment down below. If you haven't, let me know, what kind of character would you get? If you got a character, is getting cartoons weird for you, but like, would you still watch them? I definitely have a few cartoon tattoos myself, and I definitely really want something related to Avatar: The Last Airbender. But I was thinking more like Momo. But I got a tattoo in the spot I was thinking of putting him, so I'm not really sure exactly what my plan is for that. But anyway, comment down below. What would you get? Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, hit share. The sharing really helps me out. Makes people feel like even if you just press share and copy link, that's what I always do to support people, because I'm like, I don't have anyone to share it to, but I want to help the algorithm support them. So I'll just press share and copy it. Anyway, I'm just rambling. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I love you. See you in the next one. Bye.